Welcome to the Two Guys Show on the EdReach Network, giving educators a big voice. This is episode number 32 on the 15th of May, 2014. We're happy you can join us tonight. We're very excited. We've been trying to get someone from Pixel Press for weeks and weeks. I believe we were tweeting at you guys. So we're very happy to have Katie join us tonight. Before we get into the interview and talking about Pixel Press and everything, I have my other co-host who is live somewhere else tonight.
Brad? Hey everybody, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Two Guys Show on the EdReach Network. Thank you for having us. Yes, as you can tell from my set, I am not on the Two Guys set tonight. I am from Stage 3 in Warren, Michigan. I was at a meetup tonight. I was invited in to do a talk on augmented reality. And it was great. It was perfect timing. We got a great Wi-Fi connection here. I actually have a live studio audience. So everybody say hi, everybody. Hey, so we're broadcasting live from Stage 3 studio here in Warren, Michigan. So it's great to be with you tonight, as always. And our guest, I even talked about our guest tonight at the meeting. So it's nice to have you. So Drew, why don't you do the introductions and then we'll get into things.
Yeah, we have Katie Burke with us. She is from Pixel Press. As everyone knows, the game or the application where you can create your own video game by drawing. And my kids are completely obsessed with it. I've been really looking forward to this coming out. So welcome, Katie.
Thank you, guys. That's so great to hear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so, it's nice having you. So, hey, Drew, before we get started on this, everybody, if you want to chat with us tonight, if you have a question for Katie, you want to talk to Drew and I, please use the hashtag #2GuysShow. We will be monitoring it live, and we'd like to hear from you. We will also reveal the winners of the contest from 2 weeks ago, where you took pictures with Drew and I, our augmented selfie pictures, and we had a lot of great participants, some amazing pictures that we put up on Facebook and have retweeted. So we'll be getting to that a little later in the show, but let's get back to Katie and start talking about Pixel Press. So Drew, what do you got for her?
Katie, why don't you just give us a couple minutes for the people who don't know what Pixel Press is, just kind of your journey and a little bit about you guys and everything that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pixel Press is actually just about a year old now. We did our Kickstarter last June, and that's where I met Robin Rath, our founder, and this was his idea. So he kind of kicked off the idea by doing a Kickstarter, and we were able to raise just over $108,000 in over 30 days. So that's kind of where it all started, and then we've just been building the product ever since, and then we launched, I guess it was only 2 weeks ago, but it feels like a lot longer, but it's really only been on the market for a short time now. And but the idea is, if you have not heard of Pixel Press, is that we provide a special grid paper that you can print out for free on our website, follow a legend or a key, to draw 3 floors of a platformer run and jump style video game. And then with our app, you can snap a picture of it, and then it renders it into a playable video game where you can pick your character and the design, and you can also make some edits in the app as well. And then once you have tested it and you're happy with your level, you can publish it to what we call the arcade, and then share it with your friends. And so that's kind of the idea of Pixel Press in a nutshell.
Well, Katie, I'll tell you, I remember walking down into Drew's room. He's like, "It's dropping today. It's dropping today. I can't wait to get it. I'm going to use it." And I've gone in there many days since. It was today or yesterday I went in there, and there's your paper all over the room. There's kids everywhere just building and designing. And so the engagement, obviously, part of the reason why we have you on the show is because we're always talking about engagement. If it's awesome, we want to be a part of it. There's a lot of cool stuff out there that maybe isn't as engaging. This is truly something that it's going to take things to the next level. So my question for you is this just like a beginning for you guys? Is this where you're testing the waters? Do you have more plans or bigger plans in the works after this?
Yeah, we do. Actually, it's funny that you asked that. So right before we went live, we were just talking about our next app coming out called Quest, which is a little bit difficult to describe when you don't have the visuals in front of you, but you can go to our website and we have a little bit of a trailer there. I can send you guys the link for it. But Quest is instead of the 3 floors on top of each other, it can expand to pretty much a limitless world. So you'll have different shaped boxes and grids that will snap together kind of like Lego. So you design all of these parts of one giant world that you can put together. So that is the next step. And so the challenge is right now kind of, we're working on floors and improving it, but we're also really excited about Quest, and we can't wait to get that out.
Awesome. When do you think that's going to be out? I know that it's tentatively on your website, like maybe possibly 2014, beginning of 2015. Do you guys have an idea? Do you think it'll be this year, or do you think it'll be early next year?
Yeah, the goal is to have it December of this year, but it might spill in over to 2015. So I would say probably maybe 6 months.
That's awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kate, we've got questions here from the live studio audience. What's the first question? What's your question?
My question is, I'm just hearing about it for the first time, and is it like free, a demo version or something?
How much does it cost to get it from the App Store?
It's a free app. Everything that you can draw is free. We do have some things you can purchase in apps, so you can purchase enemies and certain power-ups. So, but everything that you're able to draw, you can even draw, so a bomb is one of our power-ups, but the bomb is included in the free version, so you can use the exploding blocks and those things.
And is it good for Google and Apple?
Can you get it in both Google and iOS?
This iOS right now, we're working on getting to Android.
So the first release is iOS, Androids come in later.
That's right.
All right, well, so in-app purchase, which is brilliant because things like League of Legends and things like that where you can do in-app purchases. And I don't know if you've seen the latest statistics, but I believe in-app purchases or virtual goods is a $4 billion industry right now. That's the latest I saw. So
look at you mathematician, you little statistics all over the place over there, Brad. Nice job.
I am wearing glass, and I stayed in a Holiday Inn last night, so I'm feeling pretty good tonight. So
whose glass is that?
These are yours, Drew.
Yep, that's what I thought. He's hijacked them. He's had them for like a week, Katie. I'm never getting them back, I can tell you.
Drew, I knew they were yours because I put them on, and they're designed for a shorter person.
Ah, nice. So, Katie, how does Pixel Press Floors relate to like a design thinking process? Like, what's your goal behind that?
Yeah, so we have been visiting schools for a while now. Before Floors was on the market, we were visiting classrooms, and that was one of the first things that was brought up by a teacher, Andrew Gooden at the Makerspace. Was like, this actually relates really well to the design thinking process, which he was trying to incorporate with his class at the time. So we did, I think it was about 5 or 6 days that we came in and did one step at a time of the design thinking process. So the reason why Pixel Press relates so well is because you can prototype out your game, you can brainstorm, you can kind of get your ideas down on paper, and going back and forth from making the changes to seeing it implemented in the app is so immediate. So, a common practice that we saw in the classrooms is you would brainstorm ideas, you would get feedback on paper, and then, maybe you'd make some changes to your level, you'd upload it, but then I'm sure if you guys have played with it, you know that there's a lot of time you can spend in that testing mode, right? Before you publish it and before you want to say, I'm completely done here, there's a lot of testing that goes into creating a game. So that process seems to work really well just because you're able to get the feedback and make the changes so immediate and see the results so immediately. So you can give the game to a partner, a friend that you are a classmate with. They can give you some feedback, and then you can make the changes right away. So that seems to be a really easy tool for us to use. We're actually working on lesson plans for Pixel Press Floors that will relate directly to the design thinking process, and we're hoping to have those available in July. So before we get started back with the school year in August or September, whenever you guys go back, we'll hopefully have some good lesson plans that dig in to the meat of that a little more.
That's awesome. Now, when you guys first met Robin and you guys were we're talking about this whole process and everything, did you ever imagine the impact it would have on education or how educators would take it and run with it?
You know, I think that there was a little bit of a hunch, but we started getting that feedback right away during the Kickstarter, so there was, I'm sure, hopefully some of the people tuning in are some of our backers that are educators as well. So I think that there was an idea, but once we went to market, I was just overwhelmed with all of the pictures and the support that we were getting on Twitter from educators, and people just, there was one educator who took the game that they created and then turned it into a comic strip, so then they were telling a narrative with the game that they had created.
That was awesome.
Yeah, wasn't that cool? So, yeah, I've just been really blown away at how much support we've gotten from the education community. It's been really encouraging.
Well, if you know anything about Drew and I, if there's something awesome out there and engaging and emerging, we can find a way to put into education. We'll blow it out and share it, just like this. I mean, this is great. And I don't know if you probably don't see this, Katie, but the Twitter feed is great right now, and there's a lot of questions. I'm just going to start asking some. One question from Ricky says, my students want to find their school games in the arcade at home. Can they search within the app arcade? Are they tied together? How does that work?
Are you asking, can they search their levels by name? Was that the question?
Yeah, like their games in the arcade. Can you go in the arcade and actually search for their game in the arcade at home?
Yeah, so that's something we're working on right now. The easiest way to share levels today, right, with our current build, is to email it directly, or you can post it to Facebook or Twitter. So that's the easiest way. If you want to send someone directly your level to play, that's the fastest and easiest way to do it. But we are working on improving that arcade experience quite a bit. I think over the next 2 or 3 months, everybody's going to be very happy with the way that the interface is working. So we kind of went to market with what we were comfortable putting out there, but I've seen what the team wants to turn the arcade into, and I think the user experience has a long way to go with what they have envisioned. It's going to be pretty impressive. So stick with us for that search bar and being able to kind of navigate the arcade even easier, but right now the best way to do it is just send the link directly to whoever you want to play your game.
Absolutely. So what's the next step that you're going to take Floors to the next level, or what's your plan to take it to the next level?
Well, we've got a lot of things planned. We want to start having more contests. We really want to empower the creators who are putting great stuff out there, and so I think some contests are going to be on the way. Like I said, I think that arcade interface is going to really be improved over the next few months. So and definitely just the different design features are going to be expanding. We do a Twitch episode every week or so, and so not today's episode, but the previous week, Drew and Daniel went through in quite a bit of detail all of the artwork, because that's all done actually in-house. So they went through all of the characters that will soon be coming. So I think you'll just see a really broad expansion of the way you can design or the options that you have for designing, and probably, like I said, that arcade experience will just continue to improve.
That's awesome.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
You have any more questions from Twitter or
yeah, there's more questions from Twitter, and Katie, there's people tweeting pictures right now, trying it right now. Just printed out some pages. They're on the floor trying it right now. Nicole is doing that. And you're getting some St. Louis love. Ryan says, hey, yay, Katie's from St. Louis, second guest from St. Louis since I started watching the show, because we had the guys from Mitchell on Media, Heath Mitchell from AR Flash.
St. Louis? Yep, and we've had Kyle Pace isn't too far from St. Louis, is he?
Who?
Kyle Pace, is he not too far from St. Louis?
Yeah, I don't know. He's in Missouri. He's near Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
He's near Kansas City. Actually, Don Wettrick, isn't he from? No, he's from Indianapolis. So yeah, another question was Miss Fojan. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Is there a recommended age range for Pixel Press floors? Do you have a rough range that you see the most common?
That's a great question. So
I like it, and I'm old.
Yeah.
Real old.
That's an interesting question. So it depends on the student. It depends on their interest in technology. It honestly depends on the patience to learn the sketch guide, because there's quite a bit in there. So you know, it could definitely, you know, a 5-year-old could pick it up and do a simple run and jump with coins everywhere. Or, you know, an 8-year-old could definitely make it much more complex and have a lot of nooks and crannies. So I think it just depends on what they want to do with it. So, you know, I would say 5 or 6 is definitely the youngest I've seen ever, you know, be able to figure it out. But, I mean, up from there, it's kids of all ages. So.
I remember the first time we started in our class, because I showed them the kind of the trailer for it the day before the game came out, and told them the next day that, you know, that I was gonna download it as soon as it came out, and we were gonna try it the next day, and they were so pumped. And I remember once we started doing it, we watched each tutorial on how to make each thing on your Vimeo, and it's nice because they're nice and short, about 30 seconds. So if teachers out there, if you want to help your students, you know, figure out how to do it, definitely check out those videos. They were very helpful. And then they're constantly coming up to me that first day like, how do I do this? How do they do this? And I didn't know, because I just gave them the game and said, go, you know. And it was within a day that they knew how to almost do everything you could imagine. And I don't even still know how they do some of it, because if they have questions, I just have them ask each other. I've got a couple experts, it seems like, in the classroom, but they're constantly creating, and man, it's a lot of fun. It really is.
It's great to hear. Awesome.
So, Katie, I honestly, it's been out 2 weeks. And look, is it just under 2 weeks or over 2 weeks? It hasn't been long.
I guess it's 2 weeks in a day. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Okay, yep. So like 2 weeks ago, yesterday, or whatever. All right, there are so many people tweeting right now that they've been playing with it. And like Rochelle Galang today said, she took videos of students thinking during the planning process for design today. I mean, today, before we even had you on the show. I mean, that's just amazing. And this is, talk about, you know, sometimes it's grassroots and word of mouth. When something's truly awesome and engaging and impactful, people talk about it and share it. So, I mean, look, a little over, 15 days, and we've already got people tweeting about what they've been doing with it and how they're implementing it in the classroom. That's just very impressive, and kudos to you guys. You're onto something really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I know there's another educator on here that says that they're using it with their first grade class, which is awesome to see.
Yep, second graders. Dana's saying second graders. Ricky's talking about first graders.
Yep.
Oh, gosh, this is great.
So
great.
It's definitely an elementary game, but it's funny because I know I got our good friend Todd Nesloni hooked on it.
Hey,
and big shout out to you guys, by the way, because he said he had a student that was struggling with the game, and he tweeted you guys, and that morning you Skyped with him and helped him fix it, and the student was just blown away. And it just shows the power of connecting on Twitter and how awesome it is that you can reach out, and how awesome to you guys for taking the time to do that, you know, and that's just so cool.
Yeah, that was really fun. I had actually, you know, I'd kind of gotten in the office and I'd, you know, just kind of getting in for the day, and that was one of the first tweets that I saw. It just come in, and it was with the portals, which I understand the first time using the app, the portals can be a little bit tricky. And yeah, so it was just really easy. I was on Skype, so I was like, hey, let's figure this out. Let's get your portals connected so you guys can, you know, move on and get that game in the arcade. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember him tweeting that out. He texted me right after it happened. He was just like, this is so awesome. My student, the first thing they want to do to solve the problems, they want to tweet you guys. How cool is that? I mean,
exactly. For those of you who are just joining us, we are speaking with Katie Burke from Pixel Press about their newly released app called Floors. It is absolutely incredible. We're getting a lot of great feedback, not only from what we've seen and done with it, but from a lot of you guys out there. So continue tweeting us using the hashtag 2GuysShow. We'd love to hear more about how you're using it, also about your questions that you may have for Katie, or if you have general questions for Drew and I that we can ask Katie during the show, please tweet us. So Katie, how long have you been working in this app business or wanted to get into this?
Well, I got into this because I knew Robin during the Kickstarter. So I had just done, you know, a 30-day contracted position with him, helping with some of the PR and marketing that he needed some assistance with during that. And I was, you know, at an ad agency, and then he reached out to me geez, what was it, December, January, just right at the beginning of this year, you know, trying to just kind of help them go to market. But no, this is, and I think I speak for a few people on the team, first experience actually, you know, building an app. So, you know, for a few of us, this is our first experience, you know, working with, you know, getting the app approved by Apple, and we're all learning quite a bit. But it's kind of fun that way because I think we all bring a pretty fresh perspective, and especially since we are working on something that's really new. So yeah, I think that would be, I wish, you know, we had some of our developers on the on the show right now, because then they would really be able to dig into that question. But no, I'm definitely I'm into the marketing and PR side of things. You know, I don't build the app, I just talk about it. So.
Well, when Quest comes out, we can get you guys and get some of the programmers and developers on. We'll do this again, and we'll do a release for Quest.
That would be great. You guys need to get in touch with me. We'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm sure that you're definitely finding out that it doesn't always go as quickly as you would probably hope, does it? When you're trying to build an app and get it approved by Apple and everything.
Well, yeah, sure. And I mean, with this, you know, kind of the part about doing a Kickstarter is that there were some expectations that everybody wanted us to meet, right? You know, so we didn't want to publish this app until we felt like most of those expectations were going to be met. So that was, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we held on to it until we felt really comfortable with the user experience. So I think it was a pretty good, you know, 1.0 version that was released.
I completely agree. I think it actually has turned out real good. It was, you know, with an app like that, as complex as it is, you'd expect there to be more kind of little issues and things like that, and I really don't see many, especially with the 1.0 version. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a technical question from the live studio audience here. We're in Michigan. So, did the developers use a program like Unity or something like that, or was it?
Unity, yeah. And right when I started,
they were shaking heads, yeah.
Yep. So, yes, Unity.
Okay, so, well, the cool thing is here's what I like it too. You know, what I love about this is, you know, we can buy the games, we can play the games, but what you've essentially done is given the opportunity to create. And in the world of education, and not only in education, but individual people's hands, if you can learn how to do something directly, you know, give someone a fish to eat for a day, teach them how to fish to eat for a lifetime, and so on. So the thing is like, you know, now we're changing our perspective on what we're asking kids to do. You know, yeah, they've been playing video games for a long time. You know, and only in very small pockets kids had an opportunity to learn how to make those video games. This is an amazing use of emerging technologies, you know, the apps that you can build using Unity, the market in the App Store, using social media to spread the word, doing podcasts and stuff, to give a real opportunity to kids to really have ownership over something like this. And seriously, I have walked into Drew's room, and I mean, it's just like lights out. The kids are just all creating, and they're talking about it. And, you know, we always say, you know, Drew and I are big on, you know what, look, it's not about memorization. You know, if we need to know who the 18th president is, we can all find out. We can all get our phone out and find out in a matter of seconds. It's about collaborating and working and solving problems and thinking and having vision. And apps like yours allows kids to start working on that mindset and that reference and get more of a global view of the world around them. We're always talking about use your world around you to take cues and solve problems and to negotiate life and problems and things. So I just think it's great, and just big props to you guys, because I think there's a lot of secondary benefits that maybe you already thought of, but that we see that are even in addition to what we were expecting.
Yeah, I think you know, one trait that I see that comes up a lot when I see kids working with it is that they actually experience that empathy for you know, once they get the feedback, and then they're like, oh, that was actually too hard for you, or that was actually, they beat that level really easily, I need to make this, you know, so they start to understand, they get that user feedback, which, you know, as someone in like the professional world, that's a very important concept to start understanding. So, you know, I think that there's there's a lot that's going on when they are, testing out their levels and getting the feedback and then going back and figuring out how to solve it. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and coding is becoming so important in the world, and understanding of how computers work and things like that. Code.org with Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, they have a big push on it. Drew and I are big believers of coding. This is another version of that. Be able to, work with variables and implement and do things and test things. You've said it over and over, like testing these floors and these models before they publish and things like that. Just had a funny tweet from Ryan. He said, I wonder if they'll extend the school year this year so I can keep playing with it. Oh, man, I guess not. It's summer. You got teachers wanting to stay in school with kids to use, things like this. That's a pretty good testimonial right there.
Yeah, I'm hoping when you guys, the plan is we're working with a teacher right now to get some lesson plans together so that there's some time before school starts again. If you're still excited in August and you want to get this implemented, we'll have some formal lesson plans available, and those will be on our website. So,
yeah,
that's awesome.
We'd love to, because we're already talking with a couple other companies that want to come in before school starts or right as school comes back in. We're going to have the creators of Toontastic come on from that company. They've contacted us and talked with us, so we're going to do something like that. We're going to bring them in before the school year starts and talk about implementation in the classroom. So that'll be great. We'd love to talk about your Pixel Press again, so teachers can be using it as they start the new year. Because and Drew can confirm this, and other teachers as well, we like to get a global picture of our classroom for the year, what we're going to do, and we want to start things that we know we're going to use. So if we have Pixel Press in mind, how we're going to use Floors and Quest when it comes out, we want to start the year off with that in place, implementing, getting the idea of how we may want to use it, whether it's Genius Hour, 20% time, coding, programming, whatever it might be. So definitely want to keep that in mind and talk again as school comes back in session.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so my students have been really curious, because I told them if they create a good one that maybe, just maybe, they could get it on the featured section of the arcade. So how does one get a featured game on the arcade? Because they're dying to know.
Okay, that's a good question. So we have someone on staff, Josh Stevens, and he actually, Josh and I do a lot of the class visits together, because if he is the most, probably the most passionate about Pixel Press out of all of us, and he's like the expert game player. So his username in the arcade is Stevens. So if you've seen any levels created by Stevens, this is what I'm talking about. So he actually goes through, and pretty much if Josh is impressed or if he thinks you've done something interesting, then it gets featured. So right now it's, the staff picks are, I shouldn't say it's only Josh, because, quite a few of us are obviously in the app a lot, seeing the games that are being uploaded. So, we'll share them with Josh and say, what do you think? But I would say, just if it's creative or we can tell that there was a lot of time in testing, and, it's always interesting because there's moments where you can see, you kind of have that, oh, that was tricky. He probably needed to test that a lot, or he probably needed to, he got that just right. So, today we were featuring one in our Twitch episode where you had to pretty much jump from one set of monkey bars to the next, and, just things like that take a lot of time and practice to get it right. So, it's easy to recognize that because we've created a lot of these games ourselves, and we see a lot of them come through. So when we can tell someone's spending a lot of time on something or used a feature in a different way that we haven't seen it before, then we tend to feature it.
I will let them know, because they were asking me today. So to make sure that I asked you that question so they could get a game in the featured section of the arcade.
Too. That's how I see a lot of the levels that I'm looking over at Josh saying, did you see this? This is amazing. So feel free to share on Twitter with us too, because I love seeing the levels that are being uploaded.
Oh, they were definitely yelling at me to do that today too. Make sure you tweet this out. Tweet this.
Yeah.
Tweet this for the contest. I was like, okay, I will. Which the contest is something that we'll get into in a little bit. But what's one of the most common questions that you get from students? Besides, how do I get my game featured?
Yeah, that's a great question. So probably one of the more common questions is how do I make myself the character in the game?
Oh yeah, yep.
So that seems to be a pretty common question. So we're really working on making it more customizable, and I think that's a direction we're going. is you'll have a lot more options with design. Don't really have a time frame for that, but it's something that we hear a lot, and we think it's important. Other than that, let's see. I don't know. What do you guys probably get just as many questions as I do? Do you guys get a lot of questions from
really the one thing is they really want to know how to get the featured section, because it's very important to them that theirs is on the front page there to where anyone can play it quickly.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I think another part of it too is really using like all of the features that are available, and I'm not talking about even the like the power-ups and the enemies that you can buy, but just really making it a there's a lot of variety. So it's not just, you know, running and I don't know, there's like just spikes everywhere and it's impossible to beat.
Yeah.
So, you know, that doesn't make for a great gameplay experience. If there's that nice balance of, you know, it's fun to play and it's challenging, but I have to die a few times before I really master this level, that seems to be, I don't know, a good qualifier, I think. Maybe I'll have Josh do a blog post on how to get his attention.
Awesome. That would be great. Actually, so funny. One of my students just tweeted.
No.
Yes, he did. I swear. Chandler.
Oh, of
Big
course.
shout out to Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Says, loves the podcast, watching it right now live. Making Pixel Press right now, actually, from Chandler.
That is, Katie, that's one of his students. Chandler is awesome. Hey, Chandler, nice to see you. I'm going to check your Pixel Press tomorrow, so be ready. Also,
he is one of my gamers. He loves Pixel Press, and he loves creating.
Do you know his username in the arcade?
Oh, that's a good question.
tell him to tweet it. Chandler,
if you're still watching, tweet your username for Pixel Press.
And hashtag 2GuysShow. Mr. Wade wants to see it.
Yes, so that'd be awesome. So we'll let you know. I put a list of games for my students on our blog post. So if you're watching the show right now on 2guysandsomipads.com, if you scroll down to the bottom where just above the pictures, I've put all the names of some of the games that have been published to the arcade by my students. So definitely check those out. One girl is like so pumped. Hers is like 200 and something plays and this and that, and they're all trying to beat the best time that you can finish it and this and they were very disappointed because they had the top time, then someone they don't know in our classroom has the top time now, so they're all working to get back to the top.
Yeah, gotta take back that leaderboard.
That's right. So if educators don't know about the education portal, can you explain a little bit about that you have on your website?
Yeah, the education portal is really just a place where we wanted somewhere separate from the support portal, which is where a lot of people just kind of report bugs or it's a lot of what we get. People reporting bugs or features that they would like to see in the future. We wanted a space that was separate from that where just educators could go. So it's education.projectpixelpress.com. And that's where, you know, we've broken things down by ages. It's still a very new website, so there's not a lot of content on there, but it's kind of just up to any educators who are interested to kind of start curating some, you know, just get some discussions going. So, you know, we're all here, you know, we're not educators, so we're more business-minded or game developers, so we are kind of just a little bit dependent on seeing what you guys are enjoying about it or getting your feedback to see, you know, how we can make it a better experience for our educators. So that's really what it's there for. It's you know, it's there for educators to reach out and connect with other educators. It's also a place where, you know, once we start getting some lesson plans and things like that, we can put those up there. And but yeah, it's just really a community just for the educators who are using Pixel Press.
That is awesome. I know that we talked to a great foundation today, the 20 Million Minds Foundation. Brad and I did after school today, and that's one of the things that we stress to them is, you know, the best way to get a great product or something great for education is listening to the educators, the people that are actually using it in the classroom, and the students, listening to the students' feedback, what they like, what they don't like, because they're the ones using it to learn and to play and things like that on a daily basis. So it's important to have their feedback, both positive and negative.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, the
Big kudos to you guys for that again. So that's awesome. So I want to hear a little bit about the contest before we switch over to our Twitter shoutouts and our What's on Your Playlist, which don't worry, Brad, I gave her the heads up on the What's on Your Playlist.
I know. You know, I got the janitor sweeping up around me, so I just hope they don't turn the lights on me.
That would be so funny. Oh my gosh, I would laugh so hard at that.
I'll turn the flashlight on my phone, you know. As long as I get Wi-Fi, I'm fine. Yeah, so let's hear about the contest. I'd love to hear more about that.
Well, we've, end of the school year, so we wanted to do something before everyone was out for summer break for our educators. So we decided to put a contest together just based around using Pixel Press in the classroom. So the idea is to submit your level that a classroom is making and then tweet at us. And then the top 25 most played levels submitted by your classroom will receive a sketch kit from us. The number one most played level will get a 5X sheet. And if you guys go to our website, projectpixelpress.com, and go to the store, you can see what that looks like. But we bring the 5X sheet to class visits that we do. It's pretty much just like a big poster board with a dry erase grid sheet on it. Sketch sheet, so you can draw with dry erase marker and then erase right away. It's a really easy way to kind of get some ideas out quickly, or you can draw a full-blown level and capture it. So it actually works with the app. So one teacher will win that, and then we're giving away 25 sketch kits. And at this rate, you've got a really good chance of winning a sketch kit. But all the rules are on our most recent blog post. Called Educators, We Want to See Your Classroom Using Floors. So you can check that out for all of the details, but really just trying to, if you guys needed some extra ideas for those last few weeks of school, or I've seen a lot of people on Twitter kind of sell, testing's going on right now and it's kind of stressful for the kids, so the day after testing using Pixel Press Floors to kind of just do something creative and a little bit different. So yeah, but you can share them on Twitter or Instagram with the hashtag PixelPressFloors and just let us know it's for the education contest.
That's awesome. I know that I think I tweeted out 3 or 4 of our kids, my students.
Auto stay, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So expect many more tomorrow, because tomorrow is our main tech day, where we actually get our 20 time, and the kids all they want to do is play Pixel Press. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple.
So I've got Chandler tweeted. Did you get Chandler's username? It's Oompa Loompa.
Nice.
That's what he said. He said, tell Mr. Manak it's Oompa Loompa. Oh,
that's his. That's the username.
Oh, did we not divulge that? Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's what she asked for. That's his username in the arcade is Oompa Loompa.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So we'll definitely check it out. Well done, Chandler.
Nice job, Chandler. Go to bed. It's late.
Right? He'll come in. That'll be his tweet tomorrow. Because Katie, every morning, that's what my kids do. They tweet to start the day, and that'll be his tweet, I'm sure.
He's going to stay tired because I stayed up and watched the Two Guys show.
Yeah, he'll be dragging tomorrow. It's Young Authors Day. Go to bed, Chandler. So awesome. So let's move on to Twitter shout-outs. We always let our guests go first, Katie. So if you would like to share just a couple people on Twitter that you'd like to give a quick shout-out to, or go ahead and do that.
Sure. I've got 2 teachers that one is at Portchester, and this is an educator, I believe, out of England. They did the comic strip.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, which was so cool. So, always sharing levels that they're uploading and stuff. So, one of my favorites to get tweets from. Next is at the Sustich Bunch. That's Mr. Sustich, Kyle Sustich. He's an educator and sent us a bunch of just awesome photos that we've actually ended up using on our website of his students using a 5X sheet that he got printed. And I guess my third would just be our CEO, Robin Rath. If you want to learn a little bit more about Pixel Press, you can follow him on Twitter. So, yeah, those are mine.
Awesome. I know I saw the comic strip for Pixel Press from our good friend Terry Eichholz. She just joined us, so welcome, Terry. If you could find that comic strip, please retweet that so people can see it.
Sure.
See it already.
Yeah, it's on our Tumblr page too, so I'll send out that link and make a note of it.
Awesome. Brad, do you want to go next, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go next. All right, so I got 3 Twitter shout-outs and an Instagram shout-out. So, all right, so one is for Stuart Parker at Parker Geocats. He is an educator in Florida. Did a Google Hangout with him today. He is in Orlando, always doing some great stuff with augmented reality, and you know, I love connecting with people and chatting with people and stuff. And I wrote an article for the blog, and at the end I said, don't be afraid to reach out and, you know, ask somebody to do a Google Hangout with you. So I thought it was funny because I was talking with Parker through Stuart through email, and I said, hey, it's funny. I said because you know, I said check out the last line of the article. It says, you know, ask somebody to do a Google Hangout with you. So so big shouts to him. We were hanging out today. He's doing some cool stuff down in Orlando. Ron, I'm sorry, Ron, R-A-N. I do not have his Twitter handle in front of me. I see him on Instagram a lot. We were chatting earlier this week about some music, and so one of my songs, I'm giving a shout out, is something Ron and I talked about. So Ron, R-A-N, sorry I don't have it. I'll get his Twitter handle as soon as I can find it, and shout out to us. So that's Ron. I've done Ron and Stewart. This one's to Nageek14, N-A-G-E-E-K 14.
Who's that guy?
He's a high school senior who just did a big emerging technology presentation for his senior experience, and I guess it was like awesome. He was telling me about it, and I saw pictures, and I Instagram and tweeted a picture of him with all his goodies last night, and he was on cloud 9 when I saw him. He was talking about how great it was and how the teachers loved it. So this is a high school student doing the presentation, Emerging Technologies in Education. If you're interested in connecting with him, you can find him at NotGeek14. I know he's interested in doing presentations as well. It seemed to be well received. He did a great job.
And who is that?
He's a co-host of Edu All Stars podcast.
Oh, okay.
I guess like father, like son.
Yeah, it is his son. If everyone doesn't know, but
yeah, most people know that Keegan is my son, and
big shout out to him. No, I agree. He did awesome presentation he put together, and came in and stole many of my toys.
Yeah, and Drew gave him big props today, saying that kid gets it, which I thought was kind of cool. So
he does. The kid just gets it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I got one more. I got one Instagram shout out. Amazing Cars 365. If you like exotic cars, I told him I was gonna give a shout out. It's awesome. A lot of them are homegrown pictures of Lamborghinis, stuff like that. So big shout out to Amazing Cars 365. So
there you go. All right, my Twitter shout outs tonight are is going to go to Bill_M_4. He helps run Mish Ed Chat. Sometimes he does that, but also Livingston County Ed Chat, so Live Chat, which is on Wednesday nights. A teacher in my hometown. So big shout out to Bill. He tweeted me last night, and I met him a couple times. Great guy, so big shout out to him. Jedi Pad Master, another big shout out to him, as he has contributed to one of my songs tonight. If any of you guys caught that last night, I retweeted it. One of my favorite songs of all time I will be sharing tonight. Miss Foljan, who Brad kind of gave a shout out to a little bit earlier, but welcome to the Two Guys Show. We're excited that you participated and whatnot, and hope you enjoyed it. So big shout out to you. And then I only had 3, Brad, but I have to give one to Chandler. So big shout out to my student who joined the show tonight at Chandler Conja 98. So big shout out to him. Awesome that he joined the show, and I look forward to seeing his Pixel Press game tomorrow. So, yeah. Brad, what time of the show is it now?
I'll tell you, it's the best segment of the whole show. It is What's on Your Playlist.
Katie loves it.
It is awesome. This is the best time of the week. We get to talk about music, and people get to hear what we're listening to, and it's great. So this is your chance. I know Drew gave you the heads up. I saw the notes and I saw the email. So this is your chance to share 3 songs or so that's on your playlist that you're currently listening to. So what's on your playlist, Katie?
Well, I've got 3. I went with two of them are kind of calming. So I like
Okay.
I like some good. Just put the headphones in. Need to like de-stress a little bit. One is the first one's called "A Walk" by Tycho, Tycho. If you guys know them.
I don't know that one.
Oh.
It's you'll have to check it out. It's a little bit there's no words. It's just like music, but it's kind of new agey a little bit. But it's good for like if you just need to kind of get in the zone. So that's
cool.
Get in the zone music. Another one is "Fine Shrine" by Purity Ring. Just kind of a funky song that I'm
getting some new ones here. I don't know either one of those.
Yeah, so
if they're newer, then Brad would know them because he only knows old things because he's old.
Oops.
And then my third is actually a band I just saw here in St. Louis that I can't stop listening to, Fantagram.
Yeah.
You guys know them? So Blackout.
No. Yeah, definitely know them.
Yeah, they're I don't know, something I'm kind of stuck on them right now.
They're gonna get some big love because they're hitting the satellite now. So just wait, they're getting the rotations now on satellite. So they'll be doing.
Actually, that does sound familiar. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, Fantagram. What's their current song? I'm trying to remember. I've only seen it on the radio a few times. Oh well, but it's good.
Shout out. Well done. Were they good live?
They were, yeah, really good live. So I think that they're a couple. I'm not really sure. It's a guy and a girl, but the girl is just like a total rock star. The guy's kind of her backup, but I don't know her name, but she's awesome.
That's so cool.
That is very cool. Brad, why don't you go ahead and share before they turn the lights out on you?
Yeah, right. Okay. So all right. So let me pull up. I'm literally pulling up my playlist because it's an actual playlist right now. I usually do a lot of just. Oh my gosh, this is. All right, so I'm just going to actually show, I'm going to say them, but I'm going to show my playlist. See if I can see that. I got 4 here. Someone can screen.
Okay, there we go.
All right, so I did this last week. GUI by Lady Gaga, awesome song. She Looks So Perfect by 5 Seconds of Summer. Come to Me by the Goo Goo Dolls. And this is the one I was talking with Ron about. He said, well, 2 songs here. Ron said, hey, have you heard about Am I Wrong by Nico and Vinz? I said, yeah, that song is great. I said, have you heard Come With Me Now by Congos? And that's my superstar song tonight, Come With Me Now by Congos. Drew, you know how I like to sing and dance in the car.
Yes, you do.
This one, Drew, I'm telling you, I've had people stare at me for like 3 days because this one, everything's going. I'm telling you, man, the van is just the van. Okay, my car is just.
Van. He's not lying, ladies and gentlemen. It's purple. It's purple.
It's a 1992 Chrysler minivan.
Purple.
Brenna painted it.
It's like he's driving Barney around. It's awful.
But so Come With Me Now by Congos. It is just, you listen to it, you want to get pumped up, crazy. And Drew, breaking news yesterday, you know my boys, Project Dirty, Micah and Rhett?
Yes, sir.
Just signed a big deal.
Yes, they did.
Big deal in Europe. Skywalker's going to be hitting all of Europe and Russia. So you know what? Please, if you're a Project Dirty fan, Terry, Paul, everybody, tweet them congratulations right now. They got a great record deal, a great deal in Europe and Russia. Skywalker's going to be hitting all the stations on May 30th. You saw them first here on this show, and we told you about Skywalker in November, December. That song is
your birthday. You should know what day it was.
Well, we talked about it in November. They came on the show in December, and so big shout out to Rhett and Micah from Project Dirty. So there's my playlist and my shout outs for this week. See, Terry loves the Congo song, Come With Me Now. Awesome. It's awesome.
Well done.
Thank
okay, I'm going with the same artist for all 3 songs. Okay, and this is a big shout out to the Jedi Padmaster for tweeting out California Love by Tupac yesterday. Usually I throw out like Snow Patrol and think of, what?
Is that Toby?
Yeah.
Okay.
So big shout out to Toby Price because I'm going with California Love by Tupac, Dear Mama since we're just coming off Mother's Day, by Tupac, and Changes by Tupac. So, yep, big change for what I usually give a shout out to, but definitely a Tupac kind of night. So, love California Love. Probably one of my favorite songs of all time. So,
hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? Look, people starting to share songs on their playlist. That's cool. Dee Dee just said on hers is Sing by Ed Sheeran. That's cool.
That's a good song.
That is cool. And it's cool that people are sharing their songs. Oh, Terry just tweeted last day to vote for Two Guys Show on the BAMI Awards. True.
Oh, yeah. So please go out and vote. Thank you.
Drew, we do have some housekeeping. We still have to announce our winner, and we have to. So, proud sponsor of the show tonight is TechSmith. For the last couple of weeks, you can get more information about TechSmith on our blog. We're giving away Camtasia license tonight. Not only to a live viewer, but winner of the contest, winner of the photo contest tonight. And Drew, are we ready to reveal that?
Yeah, I think we both came to a consensus today on who the winner of the photo contest is. And Katie, I don't know if you've seen it, but we took a trip out to a company called Daiquiri to create augmented reality in 4D, and they augmented us, which was pretty funny in this photo capture lab. So people were able to use the Daiquiri application and take pictures of us and put us in funny places. So the one that we have gotten recently, Brad, you and I both thought this was the winner. It was absolutely classic. So do you want to reveal who that is?
You go ahead. I'm working on the Camtasia.
You're going to work on getting the Camtasia license?
Yeah.
All right, I got to find this picture real quick to tweet out because it is absolutely hysterical. Jamie Donnelly.
Yeah, Jamie.
I Shrunk the Text, where she put us, she like shrunk us down. And put us in the sink, and it was just so funny. And it looks exactly like the movie cover, just like the old movie. It was great.
There it is. Okay, I'm going to talk so you can see it on the screen here.
Katie's like, what did I get myself into?
No,
the show was going so good, and it just hit a wall.
I did see on Twitter today. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's the picture right now. This is the one that Jamie put up.
So, Jamie, you are the winner.
Absolutely. So you DM me for, I'll give you the Camtasia license code. You need to let me know if it's Mac or PC. And, Paul, I'm still trying to get a PC code for some reason. If you have Mac, I have a Mac code right away. The PC, I have to wait and get a new code. But also, Drew, I want to give out one more live one to a Camtasia to somebody. Do you have somebody who's been tweeting tonight that you thought did a nice job tonight that we can give another Camtasia license out to?
Yeah, this is a new viewer who I'd like to give this to, who wants to use Pixel Press with her kindergartners. Big shout out to her. Letty.
All right, Letty, congratulations.
Miss Batista L. She's from California, so I think that she deserves a Camtasia license.
Awesome. Letty, so please DM me at TechBradWade. Please DM me so I can give you the Camtasia license. Let me know if it's Mac or PC. If it's Mac, I can give it to you right away. If it's PC, let me know, and I will request the code, and we will get that to you. So Katie's like, what is going on, right? I mean, like, you know, we were talking. Next thing I know, there's songs all over the place. We're showing pictures. We're talking about contests. So this is what this is about, Katie. I hope you enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I do need to just say real quickly, I forgot to mention earlier, so if you're in the St. Louis area and you're listening, Pixel Press is hosting a game jam.
Woo!
It's going to be June 14th, so we will be putting out more details later. We're kind of figuring out all the last-minute, details before we put it out publicly on our website, but mark your calendars for June 14th. We're going to be taking over the Pixel Press office and doing a game jam on a Saturday.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that on the show. Yeah. We encourage people in the St. Louis area to hook up with Pixel Press, join that, and, of course, tweet it out. And, tweet us out while you're there. We'd love to hear about it. And, as always, we like to say share all your stories with us as you continue to do all this.
Sounds good.
All right, Drew. Oh,
awesome.
We got the audience. We have our live studio audience still here.
Oh, they're still there. They did a great job of being quiet.
Yeah.
That's the janitor, right?
So, all right. So, how can we find you, Katie? Let's go over your contact real quick, and then Drew and I will do it and sign out.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I'm always on the Pixel Press Twitter, so as a lot of you guys have been tweeting at us tonight, but it's we are at Pixel Press Game, And then, or you can tweet me directly if you want. I'm Katie in St. Louis, so Twitter's a good way to get a hold of me, always popping up on my phone. So, or you can, all of the staff's information is actually on our website too. So if you go to see all the staff members, you can email us directly or send us a tweet. So lots of different ways you can get in touch with us.
Awesome. It is. Thank you very much, Katie, for joining us. It's been awesome having you on. We can't wait to see kind of the updates that you guys have going on, Quest coming out later, and we can't wait to stay connected and learn more about what you guys are doing. It's awesome. It really is.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Drew, how can they get a hold of you?
As always, you can find us on Twitter, or find me on Twitter at TechManock, or you can find us on our blog at twoguysandsomeipads.com. Also, according to Terry, it is the last day to vote for us for the BAMI Award, so head on over there and give us a vote real quick. And then you can find us on Facebook. Go ahead and head over there to the Two Guys and Some iPads page. Give us a like. And, yeah, that's about it. How can they get a hold of you, Brad?
All right. Well, you can get a hold of me on Twitter at TechBradWade. You can also follow Drew and I on Instagram, Two Guys Some iPads. We tweet out a lot of different things. I mean, we Instagram some different pictures and behind the scenes sometimes what we're doing. So take a look at us there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Katie. You were a great guest. We love what Pixel Press is doing and all of you guys, and we'll have to have you on again sometime. Thanks to the EdReach Network, and thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. We appreciate you with us. We appreciate your feedback, and you help make the show what it is today. Always thank you, Drew. It's great hosting the show with you. And I will see you in the class in the morning. So stay connected, everybody. Good night, kids.